Okay, this video helps to explain the answers to exercise 3.6, which can be challenging for students, but I think it's possibly because you haven't considered special cases. So if phi is equivalent to psi, then phi entails psi. If you remember, we've sometimes said equivalence is a stronger requirement than entailment, and that's because for them to be equivalent, it requires that for each set of truth assignments, the truth assignment evaluation of phi has to be identical to the truth assignment evaluation of psi. And entailment requires that each true evaluation of phi has to also result in a true evaluation of psi. It doesn't require the other way around. In other words, it does not require that each true evaluation of psi has to result in a true evaluation of phi. And so equivalence in that sense is a stronger requirement, and so I'll say that's true, because if it's equivalent, then it has to be entailed. Now, part B, if phi is equivalent to psi, then it is consistent with psi. Okay, at first you might be thinking, just like in A, equivalence is a stronger requirement than consistency, but in the one special case where phi and psi are both unsatisfiable, they're equivalent because all of their truth evaluations are false, and so that makes them equivalent, but they can't be consistent because consistency requires at least one truth value assignment that makes both of them true simultaneously, and so they can never be true simultaneously in the special case of two unsatisfiable sentences, then I'll call that false. C says if phi entails psi, then phi is equivalent to psi. This is false because, remember, equivalence is a stronger requirement than entailment. Entailment just means for every true evaluation of phi, there's also a true evaluation of psi, but doesn't require the other way around, whereas equivalent requires the other way around. So that's false. Phi entails psi, then phi is consistent with psi. Okay, this is the same argument as part B. Entails means for every truth assignment that makes phi true, psi is also true. And it doesn't require that there are any truth assignments that make phi true. That's the special case where an unsatisfiable sentence entails everything. But when phi is consistent with psi, it requires there's at least one case where they're both true. And so this makes it false. If phi is consistent with psi, then phi is equivalent to psi. Again, they can be consistent without being equivalent because consistency only requires at least one common true evaluation, but phi and psi could have more than one common true assignment. So I'm going to call that false. If phi is consistent with psi, then phi entails psi. Again, same argument. Consistency requires only one common truth value assignment of true, but entailment requires all the times that this is true, phi is true, then psi is also true. So that's a weaker requirement, so I'm going to say that's false. Okay, I think that it's easy to call most of those true, at least the majority of them, and that's probably because you're not considering the special case of unsatisfiable sentences. That's a little bit of a quirk of logic, and it's a case that we should watch out for, because in the real world, if there are premises that are unsatisfiable, you can use those premises to prove anything, and that's a logical fallacy. Well, logically it works within the set of logic, but the interpretation of it in the real world or the natural language is if something is never true, then it can prove anything, and that's a really dangerous road to go down. Okay, so I hope this helps.